Episode 4, The Reset and the Stolen Covenant. Welcome back to The Unsealing. If you grew up in the Western Edomite church system, you were likely taught a theological doctrine called dispensationalism. It is the idea that the Most High changes his rules depending on the era. The Western system teaches that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob lived under grace and promise. They teach that the law, the Sabbaths, and the feasts were entirely new inventions, handed down exclusively to Moses at Mount Sinai for the Jewish people. And because they were supposedly just for Moses, the modern church claims they have been done away with. It is a brilliant, devastating lie, and it is completely shattered when we open the book of Jubilees. Today, we are looking at the aftermath of the Great Flood. The earth has been purged. The Nephilim have drowned. The reset has occurred. Noah steps off the ark, and what does he do? In Genesis, we are told Noah builds an altar, and God makes a covenant with him, putting a rainbow in the sky. It is treated as a beautiful, simple story of survival. But Jubilees chapter 6 gives us the actual legal ledger. When Noah steps off the ark, he does not just offer a prayer of thanks. He makes a blood atonement for the guilt of the earth, and he formally initiates a supreme legal festival, the Feast of Weeks, also known as Pentecost. Listen to the exact words dictated by the angel of the presence in Jubilees 6:17. For this reason it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in this month once a year, to renew the covenant every year. The angel then drops a bombshell that completely destroys the timeline of Western theology. He reveals that the Feast of Weeks was not invented for Noah, and it certainly wasn't invented for Moses. Jubilees 6:18 states, "And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the days of Noah. And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years." The text continues, detailing exactly how the bloodline kept this law. It says that after Noah died, his descendants forgot it. But Abraham observed it, and Isaac and Jacob and his children observed it up to thy days. And in thy days the children of Israel forgot it until ye celebrated it anew on this mountain. Did you hear that? The law was not invented at Mount Sinai. The feasts were not new Jewish holidays. They were eternal heavenly statutes. Abraham kept the Feast of Weeks. Isaac kept it. Jacob kept it. The only reason Moses was receiving these instructions on Mount Sinai was because the Hebrews had suffered through centuries of brutal, generational slavery in Egypt, and they had forgotten their own ancestral protocols. The Most High wasn't giving them a new religion. He was reminding them of the eternal family contract. And what exactly was the covenant that Noah was renewing? Genesis tells us the rainbow was a sign that God would never flood the earth again. But Jubilees reveals that the bow in the cloud is directly tied to the exact mathematics of time that we discussed in episode 2. The text explicitly states that the Feast of Weeks must be celebrated to renew this covenant every single year, and it reissues the strict command to follow the 364-day solar calendar. Jubilees warns that if the people observe the moon, they will disturb the seasons. They will make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day. By forcing you onto a Gregorian or lunar calendar, the Edomite system ensured you would celebrate the Feast of Weeks on the wrong day. And if you show up to the heavenly court on the wrong day, the covenant is not renewed. But the Feast of Weeks and the calendar were not the only eternal laws established when Noah left the ark. Jubilees 6 and 7 outline another strict, unchangeable mandate, a mandate concerning blood. We know the flood was a biological purge of the Nephilim giants. But why did the earth itself have to be destroyed? Jubilees 7 gives us the chilling legal reason. The earth was polluted by the fornication of the watchers, the violence of the giants, and the unauthorized shedding of blood. The text says, "The earth will not be clean from the blood which has been shed upon it, for only through the blood of him that shed it will the earth be purified." Therefore, when Noah steps onto the cleansed earth, the Most High issues an absolute prohibition. Jubilees 6 declares, "But flesh with the life thereof, with the blood, ye shall not eat. For the life of all flesh is in the blood." Noah is commanded to swear an oath that his seed will never consume blood. This is not a temporary dietary suggestion. Jubilees explicitly states, "And for this law there is no limit of days, for it is forever." The text warns that any man who eats the blood of a beast or a bird, he and his seed shall be rooted out of the land. Now look at the modern Western world. Look at the culture of Edom. They do not cover the blood, they consume it. From rare bleeding steaks to blood sausage and black pudding, the consumption of blood is entirely normalized, celebrated, and mass-produced in the Western diet. The West teaches that because of grace, the dietary laws are done away with. But the Most High warned Noah, long before there was a single Israelite or a single Jew, that consuming the life force of an animal is a direct violation of the covenant of the earth. Now, we must look at the events that took place after the covenant was sealed, because the peace of the post-flood world did not last long. Jubilees chapter 7 details the incident of Noah planting a vineyard, making wine, and becoming drunk in his tent. Genesis tells us that Ham saw his father's nakedness, told his brothers, and as a result, Noah cursed Ham's son, Canaan, declaring he would be a servant to his brethren. For centuries, people have asked, why did Noah curse Canaan for something Ham did? Because Noah, acting as the prophet and patriarch, was looking down the timeline. As we will see in our next episode, Canaan was a usurper. He possessed a rebellious, arrogant spirit. Canaan would go on to illegally seize the holy lands of the Middle East, the land allotted to Shem. The curse was a legal verdict against the specific bloodline that would become the greatest enemy of the Hebrews. Before Noah dies, he gathers his grandsons, and he leaves them with a terrifying warning. He tells them exactly why the flood happened: fornication, uncleanness, and iniquity. He reminds them of how the watchers fell and how the giants devoured mankind. And then, he gives them a chilling update about the spiritual realm. Noah says, "For I see and behold, the demons have begun their seductions against you and against your children, and now I fear on your behalf, that after my death ye will shed the blood of men upon the earth." Even then, Noah knew the 10% were active. He knew the demons were already whispering into the ears of his grandchildren, trying to restart the violence of the pre-flood world. To protect them, Noah commands them to live righteously. He even gives them agricultural laws. He tells them that when they plant fruit-bearing trees, they must not eat the fruit for 3 years. In the 4th year, it is holy to the Most High, and in the 5th year, it is released for them to eat. If that sounds familiar, it is because that exact same law is written in Leviticus chapter 19. Do you see the pattern? Over and over again, Jubilees proves that the law was not a burden invented for Moses in the desert. It was the eternal rhythm of the righteous. It was the code of conduct for the covenant bloodline. The law was never done away with. It was simply stolen from you. The Edomite system did not just hide your history. They deliberately constructed a society that normalizes the exact behaviors that caused the earth to be flooded in the first place. They normalized the shedding of blood. They normalized the consumption of blood. They broke the calendar so you wouldn't know when to renew the covenant. They erased the origins of the demons so you wouldn't know who was seducing your children. The 400-year sentence was a time of amnesia, a time of forgotten Sabbaths and broken feasts. But the amnesia is wearing off. The records are back in your hands. Abraham knew the law. Isaac knew it. Jacob knew it. And now, you know it. It is time to remember the covenant.